PR Connections Radio presents. This episode of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is brought to you by Classy Communications PR and Advertising. Classy Communications provides public relations and marketing solutions for businesses, professionals, and non-profit organizations. They can deliver the true meaning of your business with press releases, social media marketing, web development, email marketing, book publishing, and much more. Wherever your potential clients are, they can help you connect with them. Visit classycommunications.net to learn more about their suite of services that can help your business stand out from the rest. Classy Communications is your solution for business success.
Hello there, and welcome to the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III, and I am your host, Jesse Oakley III. Now, the purpose of the Sunday Morning Chat Series is for yours truly to interview a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community, whether they're authors, speakers, writers, entertainers, athletes, anyone that's making a big difference in the community. You'll hear from them first, right here on the Sunday Morning Chat Series with Jesse Oakley III. Now, today, I have a special episode for you, the happy people. Now, many of you know that I am an author, and I actually wrote my book that's Greetings, Happy People, The Positive Words of Wisdom Through the Eyes of Mr. I, which is available on Amazon. And I actually get a kick out of interviewing amazing authors, and I have with me a wonderful author here, right here, who goes by Mr. James Pesuitch. Hey, James, how's it going?
Good, Mr. Oakley. How are you?
I'm doing very well now that you are here. And with that being said, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Without further delay, let's chat. Now, we talked about, you being an author, and I have a question for you. What books have you written as an author?
Well, I've only published one book. It was called Freezing Bridges Under Burning Skies. It came out back in 2008, and what have I been doing the past 18 years? Well, a lot of things, but when I turned 40, it was a bucket list kind of thing. It was something that I just always wanted to. It's like, I'm turning 40. I want to do something, and it was just a matter of just doing it. I'm always writing. I'm always thinking. I'm working on a book about education. I would just take it so many different directions. I would just put it off and just move on and work and live life and do other things. But I'm always thinking. I'm always writing. So, but that's the only book I've actually published.
Hey, I published Greetings, Happy People. That was back in 2010. So I definitely can realize and understand the boat that we are in together when it comes to becoming published authors. So once you publish a book, that is the title of author is an amazing feeling. Now, Speaking of that, there has to be that push that actually gets you toward that moment that you want to become an author. You talk about certain goals that you want to do. Now, for myself, it started with two people that I listened to talking about starting a business, my dad and my uncle. And they talked about, getting that going. And that inspired me to actually accomplish one of the goals to become an author. And thanks to that moment, I had that push. Now, what was your push moment in order for you to actually write your first book?
That's a good question. Back in 2006, or it might have been 2007, during the holiday time, Christmas time, I always ended up just buying gift cards to my mom and my sister, all the women in my life. Nothing really memorable or thoughtful, just gift cards. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Let me be creative here. And on that Christmas, I gave them each one of my family a gift or a holiday greeting card, and I created a haiku for each one of them. Now, for those of you who don't know what a haiku is, I'm sure your audience does know, but just in case, it's a 3-line poem with the first line is 5 syllables, then the second line is 7 syllables, then 5, and it's mostly about nature, observations of nature. but I liked it because it was very challenging. It really made me work at it. So I guess that was just to do, to do something thoughtful or memorable, like giving something to someone instead of just, buying them a gift card. I mean, that costs money and a little bit of, but I just wanted to do something thoughtful, and it forced, and then that got me inspired to pull out all the stuff I've written and start the whole process.
I tell you, James, writing a haiku is something that is amazing. That there I go. Writing a haiku is something that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's start it again. I'm trying to be with the haiku. Writing a haiku is something that is awesome. Creating stories. That's my best attempt at a haiku, and you can tell that writing a haiku could be truly fantastic. And it definitely have to, if it's on the fly or whether there's some sort of thought. If you're able to write a haiku, then that is the step forward to your creative side. Now, when it comes to writing that first book, what were some of the challenges that you faced to get from start to finish?
I would say two major challenges. The first one, just the general procrastination. I think Pesuitch means procrastination in Croatian, but I'm not sure. I need to verify that. So just the usual procrastination, putting it off. Then the second part was changing the mindset from all up until that time. Whenever I would write, I would just write a poem, and then either it was garbage or not so good, and then I kind of just move on, and then I'd write something that was somewhat decent, but that was just the creative part. The second part of the challenge was to change my mindset from being creative and just enjoying it to the editorial part.
Yes.
Going back and almost like a sculptor, trying to customize it, adding, deleting, organizing, shifting one part, or taking things out, and just basically editing. And so that was work. That was actual work. So even though the creative part was still work, it was fun. So again, just shifting that mindset from, okay, now I got to do my own editorial. I have to, because whatever I turn in, they're going to publish. So I did my best to not make any errors. I might have had one or two like grammatical errors or something like that. But actually, one of my poems was more of like a stream of consciousness, where it was supposed to be maybe ungrammatic or grammatically incorrect, but more of a stream of consciousness. So that was really the major challenge, was to just go in there and, okay, now what do I do with it? Revising, reshaping, all that stuff.
Definitely. Now, we talked about the challenges, and there have been plenty of challenges when it comes to taking on and accomplishing becoming a published author. Now, let's go to the other end, where it talks about the best moments. Ever since that you published your first work, what has been some of the best moments that you experienced?
Well, I would probably say two. One was just looking at what I published, and I'm proud of some, and then the other ones I'm not. I mean, it was a work in progress, but it was more of a reflection. But just seeing the maturity of my writing and the whole process, because I had a notebook of old stuff that I did when I was in high school, like senior year and college, where you could tell it was simplistic, too simplistic. Yep. And all I wanted to do was try to rhyme. And even though, yes, I try to rhyme now, but I think it was just more, the maturity. The maturity was part of it. And then the second part was after I finished everything, the company suggested a front cover. And the first one they sent me, I was like, no, that's just not it. It's just, no, I just not feeling it. The second one, which became the front cover, I looked at it and I go, yes. To me, I think that sends the right message, the right feeling, the right focus, the right perspective. And then so I kind of to me it was more of a moment where I thought, okay, I think now it's complete.
Oh my goodness, that's truly fantastic. They actually have those best moments that are right there that you're able to experience. Now, let's say that you happen to be at an area where somebody has read your book and somebody wants your autograph, and they say, James, I really enjoyed your work as an author, and I can't wait to see the next work that you're going to pursue. And I want to be like you. I want to be in your shoes and actually become an author myself. And I think that you're an inspiration, and I think that I really want to be just like you when it comes to becoming an author and be in your shoes. Now, if somebody who is an aspiring author told you that they want to be in your shoes, what advice would you give that person?
Well, I would say thank you, and I would channel Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World, where I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. But I would say, yes, don't procrastinate. Stay focused. And when it comes to actually writing a book, again, I did it as a bucket list. I did it as a creative, like a challenge to myself. But when you publish something, you have to decide if it's going to be, if you want to do it as a legacy. Are you writing it just for yourself, or do you actually want to make money off this? Do you want to use it as a business? Either one's fine. You just have to decide and clear a path for yourself. Because after I published my book, everyone, even now, every once in a while, I'll get a call from the company saying, we want to market your book. We see a lot of potential. And I've tried that. It's not. I'm not a known person, and I just I tried the marketing, but I really did it for myself. And I think that's what you have to decide what is your focus. Plan get an author coach. I didn't do it. I didn't get an author coach until way after, but I would say that would be a good idea. Get a coach. Just decide on what you want to do. How do you want to market it, or do you want to market it, and then go from there.
Just truly wonderful advice for an inspiring author that is out there. Now, another question I do have for you is, let's say that people want to know more about James Pesuitch. James Pesuitch, the author, the man, the podcast guy, and everything else that is truly amazing as speaker. And how can more people know about James Pesuitch? Where could they go?
Well, I have a website, www.jamespesuitchcommunications.com, and you can also purchase my book through there. Well, not most people, but a few people that have purchased my book just went to Amazon. To them, that's just a lot easier. On Instagram, I'm on Instagram, JP Communications, Facebook, James Pesuitch Communications, as well as James Pesuitch. I got 2 accounts, and LinkedIn, James Pesuitch. And again, my podcast, JP's Teachers Lounge, that's broadcasted on every second and fourth Sunday afternoons at 5 p.m., where I talk about issues on education, but then my my focus is issues in education that are linked into everything else. Like, for example, one of my former colleagues was running for Congress. He didn't win, but he was running for Congress, and for District 1. And I wanted to get him on and give him some exposure, and so to me, education, everything's based on education, and education is just it's so important. And again, I want to welcome anybody who wants to come on my show, talk about education, talk about some ideas, and let's even if we disagree, let's talk about it. Let's open up the dialogue. It starts with education, and we could take it a lot of many different areas. And I enjoy talking to people as you do too. And I want to hear what people have to say. I want to hear, instead of putting people down or shutting people down, like, well, what do you have to say about it? What's your point of view? What am I missing? Am I missing something? Maybe you can fill me in, and we go from there. So that's what's important to me, and that's how people can contact me.
Again, you have a website, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn. You are really not that hard to find, James. When we get a chance to talk about Pesuitch and the website and Amazon and everything else, just check out those access and reach out to James. And I can tell you right now, from my own personal experience, James Pesuitch is a cool guy, and you can definitely mark that right there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And so are you, Mr. Jesse, because you are my news source.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Now, another thing I like to get, now this portion of our meeting is a shout out portion. And it gives you an opportunity to give a shout out to as many people as possible that made your journey the way it is. If you'd like to give a shout out to the people out there, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Well, first and foremost, God. Without him, all things, or without him, nothing is possible. My parents, Jim and Natalie Pesuitch, who have passed on. I see their picture every day, and they've motivated me. They were both avid readers, and my mom always wanted me to write a great like mystery novel, or she read a lot of what was it? She has some favorite authors, like mystery, like romance mystery, that kind of stuff. Ooh. And not quite my forte. But all my teachers in the past, my coaches, my family, my friends, too many to really to mention, really. But even my students, many of my students, and just again my former and present colleagues, and then there's people in Toastmasters, there's people in again the school, my school, and too many people to mention, because you are when someone, like, you never know as a teacher, something you could say that could motivate a student, but that's something you could say could like turn down, like turn off a student. And obviously I try not to be that way, because my first couple of years as a teacher, I was kind of negative because I felt so overwhelmed. And so no matter who crosses you in your path, they're either good people, or even if they're bad people, you still learn from them. You learn a lesson. So just too many to mention, but they're all there, and yeah.
Truly fantastic. And it goes to show you that it takes just more than many people. If you have a community, if you have a team right behind you, then you can't lose. You seem to win in more of the ways than one. Now, one more question I have to ask you, James, and this is for my crew and my people that watch this podcast. And my crew is called the Happy People. And every time I ask words of wisdom from the guests that I have on this podcast, the Happy People, they're amazed, they're excited, and they're pumped from these wise words of wisdom from my guests on the Sunday Morning Chat series. So with that being said, if you have one more wise words of wisdom to say to my people, the Happy People, my crew, what would it be?
Well, actually, I have two, if that's okay.
Okay.
Well, this is from Howard Gardner, his theory on multiple intelligences. He says we don't focus on how smart are you, but how are you smart. A change of mindset of like sometimes people think they're worthless or they're dumb. No, they just have different skill sets. And then the other one is I listen to a lot of Kevin Trudeau's podcast and his books, and he reinforces being teachable. He's like when someone says, "Oh, I got it, I understand it, like I got it," he says, "No, you don't got it. You're getting it. You're always getting it, which means you're always learning. You're never finished. You're never finished."
I tell you, James, that is a perfect bookend to a wonderful episode of the Sunday Morning Chat series. And on behalf of all the happy people that are watching this episode, thank you, James, for being a part of the Sunday Morning Chat series with Jesse Oakley III. Thanks, James.
Thank you.
And this concludes this episode of the Sunday Morning Chat series. For more information about PR Connections, go to prconnectionsradio.com. But wait, there's more. If you want to check out a plethora of positive podcasts that features myself and James Pesuitch, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type of PR Connections, and you'll see a plethora of podcasts under the PR Connections brand. But wait, there's also more. If you want to check out some past episodes that I've done for the Sunday Morning Chat series, please go to YouTube and type up Sunday Morning Chat series, and you get the chance to see Sunday Morning Chat series with Jesse Oakley III. And I've done episodes from 2020, 2021, 2024, 2025, 2026. That's right, 5 years of Sunday Morning Chat series, interviewing a plethora of positive people that are making big differences in the community. So on behalf of James and myself, this is Jesse Oakley III signing off. And stay tuned for our next episode, which will take place Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, you take care of yourselves and always, always, always have a great day, my friends. Bye.
The Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce brings businesses and nonprofit organizations together to create synergistic relationships that benefit the community. Join our tribe to network with community and business partners, increase sales, improve fundraising efforts, differentiate your brand, help worthy nonprofits, and more. Become a member today. Visit our website, causemarketingchamber.com, to see how we can help you grow your business or your nonprofit organization. Click on the Join Now button at causemarketingchamber.com. Help us build a world where social responsibility is the new bottom line. PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.